everybody, welcome back to For Pilates' Sake. Matilda and I are going to teach you the tricep press seated on the floor. This is a beginnerish exercise, but a lot of components to it. So I have a spring on a 4. You could do it lighter or heavier depending on your tricep load. I can just say for a lot of my clients, not so much in the beginning as a tricep strengthener, more so of a shoulder girdle mobility or stability with arm bone mobility. So for me, it's more about that organization, because when we start getting into the more difficult exercise in reformer, if they don't have it organized here,
it's hard.
You're kind of
This is challenging. This is challenging. So Veronica's going to sit in front of the chair with the paddle down, knuckles facing forward. So already this, you guys, is going to be a lot for a lot of people who are tight in the chest, who are a little bit more kyphotic, who just don't have the availability in their shoulder girdle and the movement of the arm in the shoulder joint to be able to get here. So even just sitting here is a challenge for them. So right from the get-go, we're just going to get Veronica just take a big breath and push down into her hands, take a big breath in to give her some suspension. And then perhaps on the exhale, she tries to maintain that lift and allows the arm to rotate in the shoulder joint to bring the elbows up, bringing the paddle up. She's going to inhale to pull her breath up as the paddle goes down, and then exhaling, using her exhale to maintain, let's say, the suspension that she created with her inhale, and just starting to look for and play with the amount of mobility that you can start to gain and stability in the shoulder girdle, right? So looking for how high up can I bring the paddle without my upper traps gripping and my whole shoulder girdle kind of cinching up and lifting up over on top of my rib cage. So you want your shoulder girdle, which would be your shoulder blades and your collarbones, to still sit on your rib cage as you mobilize the arm in the joint. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, the only other thing I guess you could do here, arm length is an interesting thing here as well.
Because if you try to straighten your arms.
Yeah, so it's, some people are going to be able to straighten their arms more than others due to torso length, arm length, whatever it is. But it's not so much about the arms going down as it is about the paddle rising up, right?
I agree. Yeah. It feels really good in the front of the shoulder, actually. It's a lovely way to get the arms picked up and get a nice stretch in the extension of the shoulder girdle.
I guess the only other thing you could do is perhaps prop them up.
Yes.
Right, for if your hamstrings are being challenged here, you can bend your knees,
or you can
feet flat, or you can get a box, sit on the box. If you do sit on the box, you're going to be able to straighten your arms a little bit more. That's a positive, I suppose. But really, like we said, it's about the paddle rising up and creating some flexibility there. And even, I think we discussed this whole idea with the springs as well in another exercise, but it was straight leg press, allowing the springs to pick the arms up. And your job on the recoil of the spring is to allow the springs to hold your arms up so you can focus on the flexibility that you're trying to create in the shoulder joint instead of tension, because it's hard to create mobility through tension.
Exactly.
Right?
Or strength.
Exactly.
I was going to say one other thing about that. Just I know people do tricep dips on all kinds of, like on benches and stuff. Not everybody has a range. I mean, I'm pretty flexible in my shoulders. So some people's range are super small. That's their range. Like you only want to work within the range that the shoulder girdle can stay stable. Just know that, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel the back of your arms and your triceps if you do that correctly. Otherwise, you're just going right up into your traps and doing a shoulder shrug. And
you're losing the stability and the organization and the strength in the shoulder girdle.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what we got for you.
So thank you for joining us. And if you like what you saw today, please do subscribe and give us a thumbs up like. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.